Hurts gets the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to the near side, short pass Barkley 10, then he dropped the ball. Dropped the ball as he was turning his head on the near sideline at the 7. The shotgun snap, the center block, the line drive throw, far side, caught, touchdown at the pylon. London caught it chest high, touchdown, Atlanta.
That sound you heard was the Falcons with the big comeback win against the Eagles there, as we show the probability chart, which took a wild turn here, fellas. The Falcons had just a 0.7% chance of winning with 1 minute and 56 left in the fourth quarter. According to the Next Gen Stats win probability model, the comeback is the 7th most improbable win in the Next Gen Stats era since 2016. They've been tracking this.
So I would argue that as that screen pass was in the air to Saquon Barkley, that it was about a 0.1% chance that the Falcons were going to win that game.
And I know what everyone out there in America is thinking, like, wow, Saquon Barkley cost the Eagles that victory. Had he caught that ball, and even if he, falls down, right? And doesn't, he should have, if he catches the ball, I think he waltzes in the end zone. But even if he just falls down, the Eagles basically run out the clock.
I just think that this is like the Gardner Minshew to Tyler Goodson play at the end of the Texans-Colts game. It's like the play call was right. It was the right play call.
In the hands.
The aim of that play and the aim of everything, it's not to run time. It's to win the game. Running time is an avenue to winning the game. Had they just taken a knee or just run one play, there was still going to be 1 minute and 5 seconds left for the Falcons, where, by the way, they scored in less time than that. If Saquon Barkley just catches a 96% probability type of catch, game's over and they win. So it was the right play call. It was the Falcons who screwed it up by not running the ball when they had 2nd and 5 when they were marching down. They left too much time for the Eagles. So it gets me very frustrated, this play management stuff and the way people react.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, Matthew, I lost literally the same exact way as you. Because Denny had Drake London. That touchdown lost me my fantasy matchup. But you and I can rejoice our Monday Night Football props did cash.
That's true. It's
so
good, yeah.
I had the under at 46. The game had 43 total points. You had Devontae Smith over 71.5 receiving yards. He had 76. Jay, you kind of caught some bad luck. I don't think anyone saw Tyler Allgeier getting almost double-digit carries.
Well, I assumed that Arthur Smith left Atlanta, and then he comes back, and it's Bijan, by the way. I get, Saquon's fantastic. He's a very good runner. Bijan is in a different tier of player. Bijan is incredible. Bijan's the best running back in the league already. And watching it last night, it's like watching LaDainian Tomlinson or Adrian Peterson. It was unbelievable. And yet he gets 14 carries to Tyler Allgeier's 9.
And by the way, when they were giving to him, they were generally effective, and they were using him in the pass game effectively, and you watch the start of that game, and you're like, all right, okay, this is going to be a Bijan, and just, still great, but it was a little bit weird. It's interesting. My guys at Fantasy Life, so fantasylife.com, they do free bets. They give it out all the time. Their best bet for last night, we talked about it before the show, was Tyler Allgeier over 0.5 receiving yards. And I was just like, really, guys? That's your best bet? And that cashed massively.
You just need one.
My guys are good. They're really good over there. But yeah, I think there's not much to take away from this game, I don't think. From the just while we're talking about the Falcons, my big takeaways here are Tyler Allgeier continues to be a thing. He's going to continue to limit. Well, he's a must-have if you are a Bijan Robinson manager, but he's going to continue to be a thing. It was good to see Drake London. I thought Kirk Cousins looked better. I didn't think he looked great, but I thought at least he looked better than week 1. Right. He was a little bit more mobile. That last pass to Darnell Mooney, again, was off his back foot. It's still the footwork's still not great, Connor.
It's not moving great. And
no.
I don't think, honestly, I just don't think that's going to change.
Well, the thing is, though, is that the out to Drake London to win the game. Cousins couldn't complete that pass in the first quarter. He looked immeasurably better by the end of the game. I've never seen a man's Achilles repair throughout the course of a Monday Night Football game, but he looked a lot better by the end.
Yeah, the timing turned on in the second half, for sure.
Yeah, if there's two quick takeaways from the Falcons, I think it's, Darnell Mooney played 100% of the snaps, had a 24% target share, obviously had the big touchdown as well. Ray McLeod, 17% target share, also played 100% of the snaps. That looks like the three guys there. I prefer Mooney to Ray McLeod because I think he's just a better player.
Big play threat.
And big play threat. And they do want to use that's one thing Kirk does really well is play action and throw it deep. So Mooney's going to be the guy. Just Kyle Pitts, you know what I mean? 3 for 20. Kyle Pitts is now in touchdown-dependent tight end territory, which at least we've seen it once.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think there's anything on the Eagles side of the ball. It was Devontae and Dallas Goedert. The one thing I want to mention here is Calcaterra actually played 40% of the snaps. So it feels like to replace A.J. Brown, it's not going to be Jahan Dotson. It's not going to be somebody else, it's going to be like they're going to play just 2 tight ends. They're going to do 12 personnel a lot, and it's going to be Saquon and Devontae and Goddard. You know, even though Goddard didn't and Jalen hurts his legs, it's going to be the offense that the Eagles run out. I don't know that there's anyone that I saw in a big way that I'd want to pick up. I mean, I'm not a Britton Covey believer or Johnny Wilson. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.